house. I went through the whole thing. I kissed a girl when I was 12. Then her parents called my parents, and then I got a whooping for kissing some girl on her front doorstep. I'm like, why am I getting a whooping for that? She actually kind of kissed me.
I went out with a girl when I lived in Louisiana because there was no. I was away from the guy that I was, playing around with because we were not boyfriends or anything like that. There was no definition. We just knew that we were having fun. Well, I had a girlfriend, Jenny Parr. Shout out to Jenny Parr, honey. I know she's not listening, but she's out there somewhere, honey. And I kissed her, and she was a pepette. She was really cute. And I'll never forget my grandfather. I carried a photo of her to my relatives' houses and stuff at my mother's suggestion. I wanted to see your girlfriend. And I think they were just like, see, he's not gay. See, y'all don't know what you're talking about, because I know they were talking. And my grandfather actually took a picture of himself with a picture of my girlfriend as a sign of legitimacy that Randy was a heterosexual. Because I come from a very, very strict Baptist background. Well, on my father's side. My parents were they weren't crazy, My father's side's practically fundamentalist. So, girl, I'll never forget that picture because I was like, what in the hell? My mother said, your granddaddy's just so proud. I thought to myself, oh, these bitches trying to ask a question. A question which I did not answer until I was 15. So anyway, the point is, of course I've digressed big time, but my point is, I didn't really suffer from shame. And the whole gay thing, girl, I woke up one morning, and it's funny how you wake up, but I never disliked being gay. But there was one morning when I woke up, and it was almost like an affirmation. There was a thunder. I'll never forget it. There was thunder overhead. It sounded like it was going to that the clouds were going to come through the roof of my bedroom. And I rolled over and I stretched in my bed, and I was like, I love being gay. It's just there's nothing better. And if I had a choice, I'd choose it every time.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of had that affirmation this morning when I woke up because I could not get Michael's Outpost out of my head because, the other part of me is also fearful of getting older and being alone. And being alone.
Don't be afraid, bitch. You're already in it. We're both in it.
Yeah, exactly. We're already in it. So Too late. But, the thing is that here you see all these gentlemen sitting around. They had potluck dinner. They're sitting around talking about old days, new days, this and that, talking about whatever's going on in the world. Just sitting around, just being themselves. And I'm like, that's family. That's community. That's who we are.
Yeah.
That's who we are. I should never fear growing old alone because there's always community around me.
Well,
yeah.
If you can find, you know what? Not all gay men are as friendly as we are. And you have to remember that.
And sometimes we are not.
There's some young queens out there who are bitches on wheels, honey. And
Sweetie,
will read you just for walking toward them. You know how I know that? Because I was one of those young queens back in the day. And I'll never forget it. I was at a bar called Mother's, and this guy starts approaching my table of guys, and we were 16 up in a bar. I'm talking about some nerve. 16, not even supposed to be in a bar. And this guy starts to saunter over. And you know what I said? I said, whoa. I said, step on back, old bitch. Step on back. You don't have no business over here. You're way too damn old. I bet he was 30 years old.
Probably.
And trust
you're
me,
a 16-year-old
I paid for that karma back. I paid for that karma since. Trust me. But that's how young queens can be. I'm not saying all queens are like that at a young age, but a lot of us were. And I was kind of a mean queen. So all I'm saying is, as gregarious as you and I are, you have to be careful because you might get your feelings hurt.
Well, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I know exactly.
Of course, I would read them now.
Oh, yes. To filth.
I said, bitch, I know you're not talking to me.
To filth. But that's besides the point. The thing is that like I said, I just feel like there's more. Michael's Outpost just left me with a sense of everything's going to be all right.
We are not getting paid for this endorsement from Michael's Outpost, so that lets you know how legitimate it is.
Yeah, exactly. I just felt like, you know what? I need to stop all this. Why? What is wrong with me?
And you can meet somebody nice at Michael's Outpost. It's not a pickup bar.
No, it's not a pickup bar.
But you can meet nice friends, or you could actually pick up.
Yeah, if you want to.
I picked up over there. Of course, the man nearly killed me. Well, he was a stranger. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, it was 1:45.
Okay. Well.
So, you know, girls, if you're listening, I've said this before, please don't pick up a man at the end of the night at a bar. You could get killed. At the very least, get the shit slapped out of you like I did. And threatened to be raped like I did. And then you have to tell the motherfucker, there's a gun in this house, I know where it is, do you? Because a girl has to think on her feet.
Yes, exactly.
In a situation like that.
Now, I'd like to say that I'm not running out of here like some kind of Snow White version of whatever. I'm not foolish. I know what kind of trouble I can get into. I know that
Yes, you do, as a matter of fact.
Yes, I do. But at the same time, I know how to handle myself, I think, when it comes to those kind of situations.
Well,
so, yeah.
I fear the time anybody ever actually corners me, because I'm not afraid to get dirty, bitch. I'll poke your eyeball out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not afraid to get dirty. I will stick both fingers up your damn nose and tickle your brain.
I once had
Cairo style, bitch.
I once had to hold a knife on someone to get them out of my house because of an unfortunate error in judgment I made. This was years ago. This wasn't last week. This was years and years and years ago. And I was lonely, and I had no friends. And, well, you know.
I was there. Yeah. I was around. She just didn't call me. Oh, wait a minute. Back then, I didn't have a phone. Yeah. I didn't have a phone for over 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't reach this bitch.
I didn't want to be reached.
And then this is the same bitch who's like, how come you never hang out with me? I don't know. It's because I can't call you.
That's true. No, listen, you talked to me on my terms back in those days. Anyway, I interrupted you, but it is a give and take, so take some.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I think I've said all I needed to say about that, because now when I think about the next half of my life, I'm not saying that I'm ready for a relationship, but I'm not saying it's off the table either. I don't want it to be off the table.
Oh, it's never off the table.
You know, kids are off the table. Ain't never going to happen.
Yes, because
ain't never going to happen. I am 50 years old.
And I'm not let you. The world also will not let you discipline your children the way they're supposed to be disciplined. We're not going to talk about kids anymore because, you know, Joel has a moratorium on talk of children. So I'm going to respect that.
Because I don't want it to get weird. And people go,
I will put this as succinctly as possible. Beat your children's asses. Whoop that ass. Take a switch, take a bat, I don't care. Well, a bat's a little extreme, but whoop that ass.
Well, I'm going to say from someone who has gotten beaten before that no.
Not beat. Girl, I'm not saying beat. There shouldn't be any damn bruises left behind. When my mother said, I'm going to stripe your legs with a switch, bitch, your legs were striped. There's nothing wrong with some leg striping as long as it doesn't break the skin. That stripe will fade in a day.
Well, stepmother number 2 was what I call...
Shout out to stepmother number 2.
What I call a weapons expert when it comes to weapons. She was a weapons expert. This bitch would hit you with anything. I got hit with extension cord, a pipe one time. She only hit me once. Once was enough. You ever get hit with a pipe? Once is enough.
I got hit.
A tree branch.
A tree branch.
A tree branch, not a switch.
No, a tree.
Because if you went out there and got a little stick, she went out there and got a branch.
Oh.
If she could lift the whole tree, she would have beat me with the tree.
Girl.
An iron.
She
did some
from Good Times.
Yeah, she did some Penny from Good Times, man.
Good Times.
She didn't burn me. She just hit me with.
She didn't burn me.
A shoe, which is classic among ethnic.
My grandmother.
Yeah.
A shoe, girl.
A shoe.
A hairbrush, bitch.
So yeah. So I got beat with. She was a weapons. That bitch was a weapons
The
expert.
most famous thing that my grandmother ever did, God rest her soul, she was hilarious, she was funny, but she would whoop your ass. And she'd pick up any damn thing she could find. We had a racetrack, and there was a plastic part of the racetrack and a hard part of the racetrack. And she picked up the hard part and started railing on me with that hard part. And back then, they pulled down your drawers, honey, and just went to whipping. And I had whelps and that were so bad that I literally couldn't sit down. And my mother, when she came home, she said, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Nothing." And she said, because I didn't want to admit that I had got a spanking, because then you get another spanking from my mother for being disrespectful to my grandmother to make her. Why do you want to stress your grandmother out like that? Stressing out that old lady, and she has to whoop your ass. Now I'm gonna whoop your ass. So anyway, mother pulled down my pants and she looked. She goes, "What in the hell happened?" My grandmother said, "I whooped his ass." And she said, "With what?" And she said, "That." And she pointed to the part of the racetrack, and my mother said, "Have you lost your mind, old woman? Are you trying to kill him? We don't beat our children like that." That was a beat. And she didn't mean to, because she was a sweet woman. I love that woman. She would drink a water glass of vodka when she gave us the rest.
She would need to.
Straight. Oh, but she was a wonderful person. She really was.
Oh, it sounds like it. Or did she beat that into you?
She did not beat that into me. She was a wonderful person.
You can still feel that whooping right now, can't you?
Yes, but I'm blessed to this day. Because you know what? Good discipline never hurt nobody. But please, y'all don't beat your children to bruises and whelps. There ain't no sense in all that shit. Ain't no sense in it.
But like I was saying, no children ain't happening. I'm not raising nobody else's child. I'm just not doing it.
And we're not supporting China by adopting children from China either. Shout out to China, honey. I love y'all, but we don't want your damn kids. I mean, I don't want your damn kids. There are a lot of gays who do want children. Not this motherfucker.
And God bless, I support those gays.
I do too.
You want to have some kids, you have some kids. But you
raise them right, though, please. Beat that ass.
And raise some older kids. You know, there's some older kids in adoption. We talked about that before, but I'm going to bring that up again. There are older kids in adoption, honey.
Yes. And
you don't
there
need to be
older gay kids. Girl.
You don't need to be raising nobody's babies. You need to be raising some children.
But you got to be careful with those older gay kids, honey. Sometimes they're shady.
Well, I was in foster care. I know how that.
Well, I'm talking about my boyfriend Henry was 14 when he was adopted by his parents, and he stole his adopted grandmother's social security check and blamed it on me. I nearly went to jail behind that shit. Girl, I was being investigated and didn't even know it. I was 50. Pardon me, I was 15 years old.
But I've been in foster care. I know how it works, girl. Trust me, I know how it works. These kids come out. They have to. You got to survive, honey. The struggle is real in foster care.
Oh yes. Well, we took in a foster kid once, and back in the day, honey, we were conserving. You know, trying to conserve water in the 70s. The 70s was all about conservation, girl. And so my mother said, "You take a shower with whatever his name was, honey." And so I did. And my head met the soap tray. And my face met the shower tile.
Were you trying to touch something you weren't supposed to be touching?
No, he just beat the hell out of me. He got me in that bathroom, girl. It was like the Tasmanian devil off of Bugs Bunny. That motherfucker went wild and just beat me black and blue. And I thought I was gonna fall out. And we got out of the shower, and I had a black eye by the time I got out of the shower. My mother said, "What happened?" And I said, "Nothing," because I was scared to death. He was gonna kill me in my sleep. And we had to ship him off the next day because he had issues. Beat the hell! I was just a baby. I'm not kidding. I was 5 years old. This motherfucker was 8 and whooped my ass. Just whooped my ass. I was scared. And you know what? For those of you out there who need a lesson in ethnic speech, scared is beyond scared, honey. There ain't no such thing as
sweetie
scared when you're scared. Bitch, that's some serious shit when you squirt.